Hey guys, JM Sports 100 here, and a mixture of computer problems and internet problems caused me to not be able to finish getting the previews up, so um, I apologize for that, but a lot like last week, I'm just going to pick the winners um, for you guys just to get something up. I will leave the Buffalo Bill Green, or I will leave the the Buffalo Bill Green Bay Packer Miami Dolphin Minnesota Viking preview up. But those are the only games that'll be previewed because of the problems that I was having last night. I did not get my computer running again until 7:30 this morning, and I wasn't going to sit there and continue to do that stuff. So I'm just going to go with my picks for the rest of the game and kind of give you a quick synopsis, if you will, of what I think is going to happen. Other than doing all-out previews, I promise that by next week I will have the previews um, ready to go. Okay, let's just do a quick recap of my first two picks so far. I picked the Green Bay Packers over the Buffalo Bills. That's my lock pick, which means I guaranteed a victory there. I've got the Minnesota Vikings over the Miami Dolphins. Kansas City Chiefs, Cleveland Browns. Kansas City really kind of impressed me against San Diego, even though everybody has said to me, oh, it's because the weather was bad. No, I don't think so. I think the Kansas City Chiefs are for real. I do think that they beat the Cleveland Browns today, who embarrassingly lost to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers yesterday. Chicago Bears, or not yesterday, last week. Chicago Bears, Dallas Cowboys. Kicks off at noon as well today. And of course, the Chicago Bears, part of that controversy with that touchdown regarding with Calvin Johnson and the Lions. I think that rule needs to be changed, and I will probably talk about that at the end of this video. Arizona Cardinals, Atlanta Falcons. I've got the Falcons. Neither one of these teams look that great to me. Arizona, I think, is really in trouble with Derek Anderson. I really don't think that he can carry the load for the Arizona Cardinals. Um, I've got the Falcons winning this game, and I've got the Cardinals in for a miserable, miserable year. Tampa Bay Bucks, Carolina Panthers, NFC South matchup between probably the two some fairly bad teams in that division. I was impressed with the way Carolina looked last week. In the first half, they looked really good against the Giants. And then the second half, they kind of fell apart, and they did end up losing the game. But I've got Carolina beating Tampa Bay today. Matt Moore, as far as I know, is playing with, even though he has the concussion. Philadelphia, uh, Philadelphia Eagles, Detroit Lions. Um, that's Philadelphia didn't look very good last week against Packers. Kevin Kolb went down with a concussion. He will not start today. Michael Vick is going to get the start today. His first start since I believe 2006 in the NFL ranks. But I do have the well, this is tough. I've got the Eagles winning this game, but I think that it is going to be a good football game. I think, of course, the Lions, who were on the losing end of that controversial touchdown, I think they're going to come out playing with some fire today, and they could give Philadelphia some problems. But I think the Eagles win it in the end. Next up, we have the Baltimore Ravens, Cincinnati Bengals. Um, I've got, ooh, that's tough. Cincinnati looked horrid against the New England Patriots last week. And Baltimore, I believe Baltimore did Baltimore did beat the Jets last week, but they didn't look all that great either. But I do have Baltimore beating Cincinnati today. Um, Pittsburgh and Tennessee. Pittsburgh really surprised me. Dennis Dixon did not look that bad against the Atlanta Falcons last week. Vince Young and the Tennessee Titans destroyed the Oakland Raiders, which I think pretty much was expected. Um, I do have Tennessee winning this game though, and I do have Pittsburgh falling to 1-1. Next up, we have Seattle Seahawks, Denver Broncos. Denver was in a good battle last week with the Jacksonville Jaguars. They did end up coming up just a little bit short. Seattle beat San Francisco. It looked like in the beginning of the first half of that game, San Francisco was going to dominate. They were getting first downs like it was nothing. Um, Pete Carroll though and the team were good throughout the second half, and he really prepared, got them ready for the second half well at halftime. But I do have the Broncos coming out on top of the Seahawks today. St. Louis Rams and Oakland Raiders. Oakland is going to be bad again. That's pretty much all there is to it. Well, I don't know. I guess I shouldn't say bad, not necessarily the greatest. St. Louis Rams, they will be bad, even though they did almost beat the Cardinals. Cardinals are struggling. I do have Oakland beating the Rams today. Houston Texans, Washington Redskins. Houston with a big upset last week against the Indianapolis Colts. Arian Foster ran for over 200 yards against the Colts. Completely crazy. That's all you can say. Washington pulled off an upset against the Cowboys, but didn't look that great doing it. I've got Houston winning this game and going to 2-0. New England Patriots, New York Jets. New England beat the tar out of the Cincinnati Bengals. The Jets struggled. And had a lot of penalties. Very unjet-like football last week. I've got the Patriots winning this game. Jacksonville Jaguars, San Diego Chargers. I've got the Chargers falling to 0-2. I did not like what I saw last week, whether it was in the rain or not. Jacksonville did impress me against the Denver Broncos. They looked pretty good. Jacksonville wins, I believe. The Battle of Mannings takes place tonight on Sunday Night Football for the second time. New York Giants, Indianapolis Colts. It was the Meadowlands the first time. It'll be from Indianapolis this time. Colts coming off an embarrassing loss to the Texans, although the Texans are going to be good. Like we said, the Giants pulled away from the Carolina Panthers in the second half of that game. I do have the Colts winning. I cannot see them falling to 0-2. New Orleans Saints, San Francisco. 11 days rest for the Saints, which is going to be bad news for a San Francisco 49er team who struggled against the Seattle Seahawks. The Saints, of course, coming off the win against the Vikings. I think Drew Brees had himself a pretty big day, and I think that the Saints do beat the 49ers quite easily in this game. If I said Giants in the beginning, I apologize for that. As you can tell, I got a phone call several times, so I have to return that phone call. Therefore, I'm not going to have time to discuss the rule change that I think needs to be made. So I will discuss that a little bit later on, and also probably on the first episode tomorrow of the JM Sports Show. Speaking of the JM Sports Show, like I said, that does debut tomorrow. I will talk to you then. Let's enjoy some football, and until tomorrow, I am JM Sports 100.